Republicans and Democrats getting on board with the governor in Sacramento about his $1 billion-plus emergency drought relief bill that would fund water recycling programs, conservation, give aid to the hardest hit parts of the state. Bob Huff, a state senator from Diamond Bar. He's the Senate Republican leader, joining us now live. Senator, will $1 billion save California from itself?
Absolutely not. But more than anything, it's symbolic, but we got to start somewhere. We did the historic water bond last year. We're implementing that quickly. That's really what a lot of this money was done yesterday with the press conference that we held.
There's 40 million people in this state. And there had been one report out a little bit earlier, a few days ago, saying we only had enough water for one more year. That's been sort of discounted. And some people saying, well, we got enough for 2 years. 40 million people, 2 years worth of water. Where do we go?
Well, we go down the drain with the last drop unless we start conserving. It's variable. Nobody can tell you how long we can go because it depends on people's behavior, and you can't predict that, nor can you predict the weather that supplies us our rain.
Well, and there's the thing. You can't predict people's behavior. There's all these rules that are being put into effect and, guidelines on when you can use your water, when you can water your lawn, how you can wash your car. That's all well and good if people pay attention, but, it's almost like, I keep thinking about, the old story about the kid putting their finger in the dike. There's another hole over here, and that you can't keep putting your finger in the dike.
No, but, ironically, using that illustration, 18% of our water is lost through leaks in our houses. So there's a lot of little things, leaky toilets. There's things we can do personally. At one point, your mind starts to numb when you think about the big picture. But when you think about what our usage is, and we just try to cut that down by 20% or 30%, then I think we can affect a real outcome.
I mean, we had a story here in L.A. a couple of days ago about DWP that was opening up pipes or fixing pipes, and, water's coming out, and it's just rolling down the street going into drains. I mean, it's not just households, it's big agencies sometimes that waste the water too.
Oh, absolutely. And, we use a lot of our water for ag, but then our economy, we're still the number one ag state in the nation. That's going to slide also if we can't get water to the crops.
Yeah, well, you make an important point there. I mean, we were even talking about people in some parts of the Central Valley where people are now having to go for food stamps and to relief centers because they're not working because agriculture isn't being done. There's no water.
Absolutely, and that's part of what the package that we put in yesterday was to help address those that are unemployed because of the water. It's a huge crisis across the state. Just as long as people who turn on the tap, water comes, it doesn't really touch them personally.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly saw this year with pretty much just no rain anyplace. If we don't start getting rain, if we don't get the kind of rain next year that we thought we might get this year, then what?
Well, California has a history, not recorded history, but a history of very dry spells. We don't know if we're coming into one of those or not. And, the what-ifs are hard to predict, but I can tell you when the water stops flowing, we'll know then how serious it is.
And $1 billion isn't going to fix the what-if.
No, in fact, some of that was repurposed money from a bond back in 2006 on flood control, but it's all part of a comprehensive plan. These big projects take a long time to do, like the water storage that we voted on last year. That's going to take 10 years at a minimum to get stuff going, but we've got to start. We can affect the outcome most with our personal use behavior as the state and federal government address the longer-term supply issues.
Yeah, sadly, we may not have 10 years. Senator, appreciate your time as always.
Thank you.
All right, Bob Huff there. KNX News Time, 7:26. Update on traffic and weather together on the 5s.